Now we're looking like a broke-ass Snoopy house in the woods. All right, here we go. Time for another solo overnighter in the woods. This one right here, I'm thinking it's time to roll with an emergency kit. Let's get to it. All right, here we are, December 1st. High of 40, low at 20. Cloud coverage, chance of rain in the forecast, and at 20, could be snow, you never know. Snow, you never know. Okay, so a couple weeks ago, we went ahead and tested the most badass, most epic, most complete, most awesomeness pack that, or bug out bag that Amazon had to offer. And everybody agreed, it sucked. In the comment section, I was overwhelmed with everybody asking me to put together one of my own. So guess what? I'm currently working on that. But this video right here will be a precursor. So I'm thinking we roll with some type of emergency kit. And I have a shelter with me that I saw it. I was like, that's actually pretty cool. It's a good idea in theory, but we're gonna test her out. So let's get to it. Okay, so I'm not gonna get too in depth. I'm just gonna show you my items, have one or two sentences, and we'll move on. My bug out bag video coming up in a few weeks. Yes, you wanted it, you're gonna get it. In a few weeks, we'll get really in depth. Knife, primary knife, some type of full tang knife where the blade passes through that handle and can be used to baton if you have to. 4 to 5 inch blade, high carbon steel, and you'll be good to go. Secondary knife, some type of folding pocket knife, Leatherman or Gerber. We have a Ranger grip, Victorinox 78, non-serrated. Had this for about 2 years, love it to death. Now, some way to cut or process wood. An axe or a hatchet might be too heavy, might not work in your environment, but a good folding saw works every time. This is the Silky Pocket Boy, and I believe this blade right here is the Outback, and it's also made to process or cut through bone. So, about $5 more than a regular Silky, but worth its weight in gold. Okay, so in an emergency situation, I want some way to start fires, or multiple ways to start fires. And I want at least one of those to be instant gratification, Bic lighter. First time, every time. The second form is I want something that's going to give me longevity. In this case, we have a 1/2 inch by, I believe it's 5 inch ferrocerium rod by Exotac. Once the rod is worn out, you can buy new ones and screw them in here and replace it. In the back, you actually have a compartment for some of their, I guess they're like resin impregnated cotton balls, and it works out well. Take your knife with a 90-degree spine, place it against that rod and pull back, and it burns over 3,000 degrees. Alright, so moving on to our stainless steel bottle. This is a 1 US quart stainless steel wide mouth bottle and nesting cup. I believe the nesting cup is 25 ounces. This right here is my canteen. I can carry water with me. Most importantly, since it's stainless steel, I can go collect water and boil it. That way it's disinfected for later. I can also then take that disinfected water, pour it inside here, and use it for cooking. So there's a lot of options with these two containers. And you've seen me make charm material before as well for my next fire. So in my opinion, some type of stainless steel wide mouth bottle and cup, you're good to go. Alright, so moving right along here, let's talk about our candling device, or basically a flashlight. And for me, I want something that gives me a hands-free option. This headlamp right here is perfect. Take your pick. I suggest something that's over 100 lumens with a strobe option. This one right here is by LED Lenser. It is the MH8, and it allows you to focus the beam right here. It has 3 settings and a strobe. The downside to this is that it comes with a charging cable. And it's not a USB port. It's their own specific design that's run by magnets. So it has to be their charging cable with something like this. So if you forget that and you don't have a power brick, SOL. So in that case, you might want to default to something else where it takes AAA batteries and simply bring extra batteries. Now, we have our compass. This is a Sunto MC2. Here's my take on a compass. A compass' sole purpose is to walk a straight line. A lot of people don't really know how to use a compass. So for most people, they're not going to carry this. And what I highly suggest is that you start carrying one and simply practice shooting an azimuth and walk that straight line. So worst case, if you went into the woods and you knew that your vehicle was 150 degrees that way, you could walk 10 miles. As long as you turned around and walked 150 degrees, at some point you'll walk back to your vehicle. So to me it's valuable, and I highly suggest you get some training. The next item I have right here is an ordinary 100% cotton 3x3 shamag. And in my opinion, it's just like duct tape. You're only limited by your imagination. I can do everything from self-care, like wiping my face, to tying off splints and make a sling. Cut a piece of this off, the corner of it, I can make char cloth for my next fire, or even take it down to the creek with my bottle and pre-strain or pre-screen some water prior to boiling it. So it's well worth it in my opinion. Next thing is a roll of duct tape. This is a 1-inch roll. It's condensed, it's smaller, but I can repair my gear. You see me take some of this and make a duct tape fire starter that burns for 20 minutes. And at the very worst case, I could take this and make a butterfly bandage and actually close a wound. So I highly suggest picking one of these up. Last thing on our list is a roll of number 36 bank line. This one here is almost empty, but looking at it, I got about probably 300 yards left on it, and you've all seen me make the Taj Mahal with one of these. So I highly recommend getting this. The brake strength is around 300 plus pounds, and you can carry more on this roll than paracord. What I have here is part of my shelter system. Now think about this. Whether you're lost in the woods for real, it's an actual emergency, or you're camping with friends, you're at an RV park, or a legit campsite, a shelter system, whatever that might be, needs to fulfill 3 criteria. Something to sleep under, something to sleep in, and something to sleep on. So what we have right here is a Swagman roll poncho, and it's actually a poncho liner. But you can wear it, it can actually be zipped into a sleeping bag. You can place a legit poncho over top of it. It will actually take a toggle through the grommet holes and create an outer shell or a windbreaker, something to keep the wind off of you and reduce the convection and conduction while trapping body heat. One thing for an emergency kit that is often overlooked is food. This is a Stowaway Gourmet. It's a dehydrated meal and it weighs ounces. It's something to take that edge off. I could have half at night, half in the morning, and get back on that trail and get back to my vehicle or my house. This is wild boar bacon bean stew, and we're going to enjoy the hell out of this later. Last thing for food is coffee. I have various types of coffee here. Yes, it's instant coffee because I'm not going to screw around. I want to get it and go, get that caffeine in my system, wake up, or, you know, I've walked 5-10 miles, get that energy back and get back on that trail. So instant coffee and some type of dehydrated food. It weighs ounces. Last couple things I want to talk about here are health and comfort items. This is a Grail filtration bottle. You actually open it up here, has a fill line, put the water inside here, and it's like a coffee press. It goes down and it filters the water and it takes out viruses. So if you're out there in an emergency situation and you don't have time to boil water or you don't want to, once again, the instant gratification is something like this. You can use a life straw, but then you're out there sucking water through a straw and that becomes tiresome. And like we talked about in our previous bug out bag video, you know, unless that's your profession and $20 is $20, whatever gets you down the road, be my guest. But I'll default to some type of filtration system for that instant gratification. Along with that, I have my jacket you saw me wear earlier. I want some type of boggin or beanie cap, and this way it'll trap that heat coming off my head and keep me warm at night. All the gear in my videos can be found in two places. One, my Amazon influencer page, and two, my Self-Reliance Outfitters influencer page. If you're interested in Corporals Corner merchandise, that can be found on Teespring. All three links are found inside my description box. Alright, so here's our tent system. This is going to stick up like this, all the way through on both ends. Once again, there's no directions. What you see is what you get. We have our crappy ridge line. We're going to pass it through here, and there's a hole on that end. Secure it to this tree, and then that tree, and then simply stake her out. Okay, so my opinion, this thing is complete garbage. You can already see the problem I'm having. There's no way to tighten this thing up at all based on the way that it's built. You have the cordage right here at the peak because there's no hole right here for that cordage to pass through. On this end over here, 3 inches down, there's a hole. So it's sitting like this. Now it's starting to rain, and we're about ready to get screwed. So, time to operate corporal style. Okay, it's a little bit better, but in my opinion, it is garbage. Once again, it's found on Amazon, and it's highly recommended by Amazon. So, I'm going to say thumbs down. Leave me a comment, let me know. Now, the one piece of optional gear. That's more of a health and comfort, but in this case, it's raining, it's cold. It's going to dip in the 20s tonight, possibly ice. Is some type of insulated ground pad. This is a Thermarest Light, or Z-Light, and you can toss it inside there and get you off the ground. This shelter right here, in my opinion, is worth nothing more than to basically keep your body heat trapped inside there. That's all it's worth. And to be brutally honest, I could do the same thing with a Pathfinder emergency blanket or an Arcturus tarp. Just saying. Now we're looking like a broke-ass Snoopy house in the woods. Coffee and Stowaway Gourmet. Wild Boar Bacon Bean Stew. My all-time favorite. If you haven't tried Stowaways, you need to. Real quick, I apologize for the video. This video is actually rushed, and it's probably going to suck. It'll be the worst one I've done in a while, so I really apologize for that. I got about 1.5 million things to do that nobody gives a crap about except me, and if I don't do it, who else will? So, look at that chunk of bacon right there. I'm going to finish this. Catch you all in a few. Well, here comes the rain again. One could even say it's fallen on my head like a memory. 1983, baby. I'd be stuck inside all day. You're welcome. If you like what you see here, please do me that favor. Hit that like and subscribe button, then ring that notification bell. Once you ring that bell, please select all notifications. Then take it a step further. Grab your cell phone, download the free YouTube app, and sign in. This will give you push notifications when my new videos drop. You notice my videos have shifted from building every time to more gear related. And I did that for two reasons. One, because YouTube started seeing everybody and their mom do what I was doing. And there's a lot of copy videos that were copied and not even tried to put their own twist on it. They were like verbatim copied. Every single scene and frame was exactly the same. So there's no uniqueness in that anymore. So I shifted back to the gear. The second reason is because I've seen a disturbance in the force. And a good example was that bug out bag video I did last week. That was straight garbage. So I figured, you know what? I'm going to show you the crap, and this tent right here included, and then I'm going to show you how to do it the right way. So that's why I decided to get off my lazy butt and put together a bug out bag, get home bag, emergency bag, and you'll see those in the upcoming weeks. But we're still going to filter in some of the cool stuff and some builds coming up in 2022. So look forward to that. Let's go ahead and get inside that tent because I need to see something for myself. I'm 6'1" and that's about 7 foot. And then I want to get in there and I want to tie that door shut. So let's get inside. This is the result of not tightening the shelter properly. Look at these walls. They just sag in. So any wind is going to blow this thing around all night. It's going to touch my skin, touch my body. Excess snow will actually pull down on it. And that's why you want to tighten your tarp shelter or your tents properly. This thing is flawed from the beginning all the way to the end. And it is horrible. Horrible. Another drawback, I've been here about 10 minutes and you can see all this condensation. Look at this. That is horrible. Horrible. Yeah. Okay, so we're in for a crappy night's sleep. I gave you two negatives, but here's a positive. The drawback is the condensation forming and this stuff here rattling and touching my body, causing conduction or taking the body heat away from me by a cold material touching me. A positive side is this is trapping body heat. I can actually feel the warmth and it's so hot I may have to take off my jacket. So that part, it actually does work. You know, it's like a Corporals foil pack. I'm going to be in here roasting. But with all the water, and I'm willing to bet you water forms in here tonight, this is horrible. So I'm going to give it a thumbs down for right now. We'll talk about it in the morning. So you guys think about it. Catch you all in the morning. Yeah, so for what it's worth, this thing blocks the wind and it does retain body heat. But it was humid in here and that sucks. So let me get up and I believe it's coffee time. Said before and I'll say it again, the best part of waking up is not Folgers in your cup. This stuff sucks, but it's coffee, so I'll take it. Let's talk about this shelter right here, pros and cons. What I did like about it is it blocked the wind. The door shut. It rained last night and almost no water got inside. So in that aspect of it, it did exactly what it's supposed to do. And it also retained my body heat. Downside, looks like crap. It's not even sewn properly. I had to actually pop a hole in it to adjust it. And you can't get this thing any tighter. I'm pulling right now. You're not going to tighten this out like a pyramid. So did the water run off of it? Yes, but this was on my body, making contact with me. Every time I rolled over, you hear that crunching. And it's kind of like, you know, Corporals foil pack baked potato in the woods. I don't like that. And to be honest, I really think that I would have been better off with an A-frame style tarp. So I saw this, I had to try it, and once again, I'll take the hit so you don't have to. But leave me a comment, let me know, yay or nay. And there you go, solo overnight using an emergency kit in the woods. It will get much better than that, trust me. With that, all the gear in my videos can be found in 2 places. 1 on my Amazon influencer page and 2 my Self-Reliance Outfitters influencer page. If you're interested in Corporals Corner merchandise, that can be found on Teespring. All 3 links are found inside my description box. Now please do me a favor, hit that like and subscribe button, then ring that notification bell. Once you ring that bell, please select all notifications. As always, thank you for your comments, views, and support. Thanks for watching. Get out in the field, have some fun. I'm going to catch you next time. And the tube tent is still standing.